Hi, my name is Nick Crandall, and I am a facilitator and employment consultant at Seneca College. Today we're going to be talking about how to help clients understand how to use social media in their job search. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, so make sure you have your little box open where you can type your answers and respond, because I'm used to being able to ask lots of questions and be very dynamic in my workshops. So it's strange for me to have to just stare at my computer screen and talk to almost nobody. So by the end of this workshop, you're going to understand the secret to using social media to find employment. The assumption now is that you guys already have a basic understanding of social media. And if you don't, I would recommend going onto YouTube or Googling how to use the most popular ones so that you can have a basic understanding of the functions of all the different social media platforms to be able to better assist your clients. So let's get started. What would you guys say is the #1 way to find employment? So this is one of those opportunities where you want to go ahead and just type in the answer in the box. I'll give you a second to get your fingers going. Networking. Yes, that's great. Anyone else? Online with web boards, company websites, great. Those are great answers. So networking was definitely the answer I was looking for in this situation. So networking is what we always tell clients is the best way for us to look for new jobs. One of the most commonly used statistics that we use as employment consultants usually is the accessing the hidden job market, because 70 to 75% of the jobs are never posted, right? So I know I say that to clients a lot, and I've heard other employment consultants say that to their clients before. So if we know this, and we know that networking is the #1 way to find employment, why do we not teach our clients how to use social media to find employment? Social media is basically just networking online. And there's millions and millions of people online every day using these platforms. So it would make sense that we train everybody how to use the platforms to effectively find employment opportunities. So when we talk about networking, I often like to also refer to branding. So when we talk about branding is increasing your visibility and your reputation within your target market. So when we're thinking about all the social networking out there, we need to ask ourselves, are we increasing our visibility and our reputation within our target market? When I say target market, I'm referring to the field of employment that you're looking for. So when you're branding yourself online, you need to make sure that every platform that you're using online shows that you are looking for a job within that target market. I shouldn't have to ask somebody after checking out their profiles what type of work they're looking for. It should be obvious to me. Lots of times I like to refer to branding yourself online as a mullet, right? So we all remember mullets from back in the day, the popular hairstyle. It's business in the front and party in the back. So whenever we're thinking about how our profiles are looking, we want to make sure the first impression that everybody sees is business in the front, even though we like to have party in the back, right? So this may mean making your profiles private, the ones that you like to use for posting whatever you like, and then having an additional profile that you can use to be more professional. So if social media, if our goal is to increase our brand, then we need to really understand what does our industry want people to look like, and how can we reflect that to the people within our industry. It's important that our social media makes a statement about who we are. This is our first impression with most people. Most of the times when we're applying for jobs, the first thing people are doing is Googling who we are. And our social media platforms are the first impression they're getting. So they're using the images that we've posted, the content that we've posted, the videos that we're using, the things that we've liked, the people that we're connected with as a tool to understand who we are better. So we need to make sure that we've thoroughly gone over all these things, because we want to make sure our first impression is a positive one. People will assume thousands of things before they even hear you say anything. So imagine how many more things they'll assume when they can go through all of your profiles just by doing a quick Google search. So things we want to keep in mind when we're going over social media are, what does your social media site say about your brand? How are you marketing your skills to potential employers through social media? And are you adding value to your target market? So there's tons of social media platforms out there today. They can all be used in different ways to use with your job search, and some are better than others in some ways. It would take forever for us to go over all these different platforms, so we're not going to. And I know you're all probably thinking, yes, finally, someone's going to teach me how to use LinkedIn. But no, we're not going to be going over LinkedIn today. We're only going to be talking about Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I find that these are the platforms that I like to use the most when branding myself for whatever I want. So that could be for my professional goals, for my personal goals, whatever it may be. So these are the ones that I think are the most important for us to be able to teach clients on how to use. And these are also the ones that could throw ourselves under the bus the most. So lots of people have heard about how people have lost their jobs over a Facebook post or a Twitter post or even Instagram and YouTube posts, right? So it's important for us to be able to articulate to our clients, here's how you properly use these, and here's what your profile should standardly look like. So if you check out this little chart, it gives you a good understanding of how many users are on these sites. So Facebook alone has 1.8 billion users. That's a lot of people. YouTube has 1 billion users. Twitter has 500 million, and Instagram has 500 million. Twitter has about 300 million people using it. So you can see already, before we even get into it, I can now have access to billions of people just by using these social media platforms. And by using that as a networking tool, I can really target the market that I want to get into. So if I'm doing the proper searches and adding the right people, I can really open up my opportunities while using social media. So to start off, we're going to get into YouTube. Does everyone in here have a YouTube account or use YouTube regularly? You can go ahead and type your answer in the box to your right. I'm assuming yes. No, somebody said no. Anyone else use YouTube or have a YouTube account? No? Maybe? Anybody? Is anybody watching? All right, so YouTube is a great place to look for work, and there's all different strategies that you can use to make videos based on what your goals are and based on what your target market or what field of work you're trying to get into would make you use it in different ways. You can upload your elevator pitch or your resume or your video cover letter and link it to all of your other accounts. So if I wanted to create a awesome video for using my resume, I can upload that I can tweet that out to everybody. I can post it on my Facebook account. I can upload it to my LinkedIn and have it underneath my summary. It's a great starting point for me to be able to market myself on YouTube. So I'm just going to, get this video started. So here's an example of a video resume.
Hi, my name is Emily Rose Doty. I'm looking for a full-time territory manager position. I feel my personality would be best utilized in this position because I'm extremely outgoing, I'm very driven, and I have an amazing work ethic. Well, I'm currently a branch manager for Wells Fargo Financial, which is the consumer lending division of Wells Fargo Bank. I manage 10 employees, and 3 out of my 4 assistant managers actually have been promoted to the management level with only 1 year, which will only be about a 2 to 3 year period. In my first year as a sales manager, I received the Quarterback of the Year award. On the regional level, I also received Star Performer nominee. As far as branch production, we also received Branch of the Year, all within the same year. My branch actually tells me that I would run through a brick wall to get the job done. If you're looking to increase sales production, develop your employees, and retain them, I am the person for the job.
So you can see from that video that it can really go a long way while you're doing your job search in helping to sell your skills to an employer. Now there's hundreds of examples of online video resumes and cover letters that you could check out that are all done differently because each time you do one of these videos, it needs to be tailored to the work that you're getting into. Obviously, that person was a business professional, so the type of video she made was a professional business type of video. Other people have made more laid-back, easygoing videos because industries that they were going into would expect that type of employee. So know your market, the target market that you're getting into, before you go ahead to make a video. This is another great thing that you could use on your networking cards. Does everybody here know what a networking card is? Go ahead and type in your message to the right, yes or no. If nobody types anything, I guess I'll assume no.
Oh, mostly yeses. One no.
Yes.
Two no's.
Okay.
Most,
so
yeah,
perfect. So a networking card, like you guys know, is used in place of a business card when you're searching for employment. So you can go out and hand these out to people as you're networking with them. Your clients should not be networking without first having a networking card, because every time you network with someone, what's the first thing that they ask for, right? They're asking, oh, do you have a business card? Do you have a card or something, right? That's the first thing people ask for when you're networking. We know that as professionals, right? So if you don't have a networking card, what are you giving them? Are you writing a phone number or something down on a piece of scrap paper that's going to make you look really unprofessional? That's probably going to get lost in the laundry or crumpled up and thrown away, or on a napkin, or on somebody else's business card that you just picked up from a desk somewhere and writing your contact info on it. It looks really sloppy. So they should have one of these networking cards when they're out networking, right? Now on the back of these networking cards, you can put a QR code that links to your resume video or your cover letter video, right? So that when they go and they scan that QR code, they can pull it up and be like, oh yeah, I remember that person. They were fantastic. Check out this awesome video to go with their awesome resume. So you can see how that really kind of helps you out when you're looking for work. Now, another example is going to be this how to tie a tie. So let's watch this video.
Hey, I'm Charles from Louis Purple. We're in New York, and today I'm going to teach you how we tie a Nicky knot. So it's a pretty simple knot to tie, and it works almost with any type of tie or collar. And you want to start with the tie upside down, with the wide end on the left-hand side. The narrow end should be about 6 inches higher than the wide end. And when you start tying the Nicky knots, you want to go underneath with the wide end. You bring it up and under the collar, pull out on the right-hand side, and then you switch hands like that. And then you're ready to go over, under, not too tight, so you can easily pull it gently through the knot, through the loop, adjust it, pull it gently, and you should obtain a fairly symmetrical knot that works with any type of collar, really, any type of tie, and it's good for any formal occasion, really. And this is the result you obtain. And that's the Nicky knot.
All right, so after watching that video, what kind of impression do you guys get? What do you think would be the benefit of making a video like this for your job search? So do you think there would be any benefit to having a video like this while you're job searching? What would that be? Anybody have any thoughts?
No, but I'd be interested to know.
So, so the benefits of having
Here's some. Some have come in. Some responses have come in. Do you want me do you want me to read them, or can you read them?
Sure.
So demonstrate that you can instruct and lead discussion. That you can wear a perfect tie in your YouTube video. Depending on what kind of work you're looking for. Ability to convey thoughts and skills. Show you know how. A salesperson, retail man, clothing.
Yes, those are all great. The one I was looking for probably more like the salesperson, retail man in clothing. So when you're making content, what is our goal? We want to increase our visibility and our reputation within our target market, right? So this gentleman's target market is obviously within fashion or retail and it's something to have to do with men's clothing, right? So he's trying to increase his visibility and reputation within that market. So if you are trying to get a job in that market, it shows to say that the more videos I have showing that I'm an expert within that industry, the better it's going to look on me. So oftentimes, if you create enough of these videos that have valuable and shareable content, employers will have seen these videos while they're doing their own Google searches, right? Lots of staff, when they're starting off in menswear, probably go online and Google different ways to tie a tie because they want to be able to show their clients, their customers, these techniques. So by having multiple videos like this, you're establishing yourself as an industry expert. So that when you go for interviews, you can, when employers Google you, this content will come up and they'll automatically see you know what you're talking about. If I was applying for a job within the fashion industry and I created dozens of videos on how to tie ties, the proper way to wear a dress shirt, different styles of dress codes, when to wear different shoes, how to match my belt, watch, and tie, people will start to see, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about, and I would like to have him come and work for my company. All of this content, also everything you make on YouTube, all the content you can share on Twitter, you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Instagram, all these different platforms, right? And then even on LinkedIn, which is where you're going to have your professional profile, you're going to have videos like this on SlideShare, right? So I'm assuming everybody here is on LinkedIn and you know what I'm talking about when I say SlideShare. But basically SlideShare is LinkedIn's YouTube. So what they want from that is to have content that's related to people's industries. That offers relevant content and something that adds value to the industry. So the more videos you create like this, the better you're going to look, even if you don't have any experience, right? So if someone has all these videos about men's fashion but has never had a job in men's fashion, when I Google them, I'll assume that they have lots of experience because of the valuable content they've created on YouTube. So that's one way. Another way you can use YouTube for your job search. All right, so I'm going to play the next video now.
It was the night before Rogue One, with cold milk and cookie. Not a creature was stirring, except for a Wookiee. Inside of the stocking, a delightful distraction, an Interactech stormtrooper. Ready for action. With a blaster and jetpack, it's sweet, there's no doubt. What harm could there be? Just a try of toy. Flick of the wrist and the battle's begun. A rebel's been spotted. There's one set for stun. He swoops and he soars, brings the battle alive. The rebels escaped. We'll get them next time. Content that the kids will be filled with good cheer. Mask and figures sold separately. A little help here.
So that video is to demonstrate how you can use YouTube to become a product expert or sell products on YouTube by creating effective videos like that. We all remember that girl with the Chewbacca mask. She was trending back at Christmas time for making her video for just kind of laughing at the Chewbacca mask that she bought. And from that video, she was able, or from that video she made herself of the Chewbacca mask, she was able to get opportunities like this to sell products for Hasbro. She went on the Ellen show. She did lots of things, right? So she's now established herself as a brand and is able to sell products for brands that are related to her. So you can use YouTube to pursue self-employment opportunities as well as to market yourself to employers, right? So that's just another side note for those that are looking for self-employment.
Hi, my name is Rumi, and this is One Guy, 15 Voices. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Chocolate rain. Hey, sound sister. Hey, Mr. on the radio. Look at this photograph. You're too sexy, beautiful. all I need. So no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I stay, I might not leave alone, baby. I'm into you.
So you can, this video is to kind of demonstrate that YouTube is another great place to market your talents. So if you're looking to get into specific industries where your talent or your artistic skills come into play, this is a great spot for you to be able to highlight that. Like this guy has, I think, like 1 million views on this video of him doing different voices. So now millions of people have seen that he's a talented singer, and he's gotten some profits from these videos, and he also has opportunities now to sell himself to recording studios or whatever it may be. So he's marketing his artistic talents to gain employment opportunities. So if that's what you're looking for, or if that's what your clients are looking for, YouTube is the golden ticket for this, because once you start making valuable, useful content like that, it will get shared and people will view it. So gaining subscribers and views on your videos also shows social proof that you are a talent in that industry. So social proof is, when I refer to that, it's like when you know when you go Christmas shopping or you're going Boxing Day shopping and you see that lineup of people coming out the store and down the hall, and you think, whoa, I need to go over there and see what kind of sale they have. And you may never shop at this store. Maybe it's like a Tommy Hilfiger or something. You've never been in that store. All of a sudden you're going over and asking people in the line and looking in the window to try and figure out what kind of sale they have going on because of the lineup, right? If that lineup hadn't have been there, you wouldn't have looked twice at that store. But because there's social proof that there's something of value there, people want to go there and they want to shop there. YouTube is the same thing, and so is other social media platforms. The more subscribers and views that you have, the more social proof there is that you are someone of value within that industry. So if you want to market yourself for employment opportunities on these platforms, you need to make sure your content's valuable enough that you will gain that social proof. So that's some ways that you can use YouTube to find employment. But you have to remember, social media is about branding, and branding is about increasing your visibility and your reputation within a target market, right? So if you, before you create content on YouTube, ask yourself, what is this video going to say about my reputation in this target market? Is it going to increase my visibility in a positive way? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, because you don't want to just randomly post stuff and then end up being things that are completely unrelated to the jobs that you're trying to get, right? And the more you get yourself out there, the better. You want to be increasing your visibility, right? So the more videos you create, the better it will be for you. Now, the one thing you need to make sure you remember when you're creating YouTube videos, this is the most important. If you don't know how to do it, don't do it at all, because it will work against you if you're making videos that are poorly made or offer bad content that's not related to your field. Yeah, it'll be way worse for you. So if you can't do it, don't try and do it, or get some people to come alongside you and help you figure it out. So before we move on to the next social media platform, does anyone have any questions about ways they can use YouTube to find employment? So I'll just give you a couple of seconds here to answer if you have any ways before I move on. Any questions about how to use YouTube to find employment? All right, I'm going to move on. But if you have any questions, feel free to continue posting them inside the little box to your right, and we will get to them whenever they come up. Don't think, oh crap, I missed it, I'm not going to be able to ask any questions. It doesn't matter, you can ask anytime, and Janet will jump in and interrupt me. So, Facebook. My guess is that we all have or know somebody that has a Facebook account, and we use it often. We go on here and check our friends, see what they're doing, get some updates on what people are like from high school, check in on those old dates and see if they're dating someone fresh, because we're jealous of those relationships. No, I'm just kidding. So we're going on, we're checking new things, right? And like all social media, you want to make sure it reflects your brand, right? What type of your industry that you're trying to get into, and you want to make that a professional, positive thing. So if you're posting pictures on your profile that are inappropriate to the brand that you're trying to show people, then you need to make sure that you make your profile private. This is very important. There are so many people's profiles I go on to and I say, what the heck, what kind of pictures are these guys posting? And I could just Google them and find these pictures myself anytime I want. So make sure if you want to have a profile that has pictures like this, that's no problem. You have every right to. But make that particular profile private so nobody else can see it or search it, right? And that's very easy to do. And if you don't know how to do it, just Google it and it will come up and you'll be like, wow, that was really easy to do. Nick was right. And there's nothing wrong with having multiple profiles. So if you have a Facebook profile that you want to use for having fun and posting fun pictures like this for you and your buddies to look at and laugh at, like if you're a crazy cat guy or you like to drink all the time, those types of things, go ahead, make your private account, but then have a professional account that you can post things on that reflect the industry you're trying to get into. Because oftentimes when I Google someone and their Facebook account doesn't come up, my first thought is, wow, what kind of crazy stuff do those guys have on their Facebook account that they don't want anyone to see? And then I try a little bit harder to see if I can find them on Facebook. Because sometimes people will make a private account, but then they have a setting in there that says can be visible by friends of friends. So then I will see, okay, I've got to be able to have a friend that knows that person. So I'll try and figure out how old they are, where they went to school, do I know someone that went to school with them? Because I desperately now want to see what they're hiding, right? So make sure you have some sort of kind of, I call it a cover-up profile that is strictly professional, where you strictly post professional things, information that's relevant to your industry, trending topics, and this is the profile that you're going to use to also follow employers and stuff.
Nick, just to interrupt, I do have a couple of YouTube questions that have come. Did you want to wait now until the end, or did you want to?
No, I'll hear them.
You do them now? Okay. So one person is saying, and it's really just it's not really a question, that they're not sure that the majority of their clients would benefit from YouTube. That was the one.
Okay.
Just comment. And the other one was how to upload YouTube videos to LinkedIn accounts. Are there any privacy issues that have to be dealt with?
So the how to upload them to YouTube or to LinkedIn is simple. When you go to your LinkedIn account, you know how you can edit your profile? Well, in each section of your profile that you can edit, there's an option at the bottom of that section to upload content or link content. So what you want to do is link you to that YouTube video. So you could copy the YouTube video link and then post it into that thing. So then it will come up as the video link from YouTube directly on your account. You don't have to separately upload it. So that's the nice thing about social media is once I upload a video to YouTube, I can easily share it to all the other platforms without having to upload it to each platform. So you only have to do one upload. I'm not sure if this is relevant to the majority of my clients. I would say this information can be used by all clients. If they aren't using these types of platforms right now, they should learn how to use it, because in the way the trends are setting for employment is if you're not a lifelong learner, you are not going to continue to be able to find successful employment. You need to keep up with the trends of with technology as you go on, and it's important our clients know this, because we just recently had that session where they talked about all the trends that are becoming automized, right? So robots are taking over jobs. Like McDonald's now has the tablet type system where you can order all your food just from there, and you don't have to go and talk to one of the people that are employed to take your order. And if you haven't noticed, usually that lineup for making your orders is really hard to go through because they only have one person, and it feels like it's always the person that doesn't really know how to do it. So they're trying to deter you from using that part of their service. They want you to use strictly the automated version. And other industries are quickly switching to becoming automated, like administrative assistants and medical office admin. All these types of things are getting weaned out. So we need to be up to date on what's happening, the trends are happening, the platforms that people are using. Like if employers are not posting 70% of their jobs, they're finding them through networking. If you're not using these platforms, you're missing out on opportunities that potentially could be there for you, right? So I think it's important to push our clients to using this more. And if they don't know how to use it, they should be taking a class. They should be a lifelong learner, right? We should express the importance to those clients that aren't using these platforms that they need to become a lifelong learner. They need to take classes. There's lots of free classes out there all the time on social media, on Microsoft Office tools, on other things that they may need to use for their employment that they could go to regularly, right? It's important to continually be updating ourselves. So all of our clients could benefit from these things as long as we show them the value of using them. So there's the answer to those questions. Does that answer everyone's question or no? I hope so.
Yeah,
okay, so
answered, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's continue on. So one of the biggest benefits of using Facebook is joining groups. So the groups part of Facebook is really beneficial because you're connecting with like-minded people. And then when you're looking at increasing your visibility and reputation in a target market, the target market on Facebook is a group within your industry, right? So maybe you're becoming a mechanic, so you want to join groups for car enthusiasts. You want to join groups for people who are interested in motorcycles, for people that are interested in repairing small engines, right? Because those are the people that are already within your industry or already have an interest in your industry, right? So by joining these groups and participating regularly in discussions, that's key, is joining the group isn't going to do anything, but you need to participate in a group for it to have a benefit for you. So participating in those groups by joining into discussions is going just to get your name visible in more spots. And when you're offering valuable content, it makes people want to know you more. It makes people want to connect with you, right? So if I'm continually posting and helping people that are new to engine repairers or people that are having problems with different things with their car engines, those people are going to click on my profile and start to look at it. So if my profile is specifically geared towards the industry I'm trying to find employment, they won't even need to ask any questions. They're going to know by clicking on my profile that this guy is an expert within automotive repairs, because all the content on my profile is going to reflect that, right? All the pictures are going to be about that. All the posts are going to be about that. All the links shared are going to be about that. I'm not going to have pictures of cats and gardening because that has nothing to do with automotive industry, right? So if I'm a big, huge cat lover, I'm not going to be posting a million cat pictures, or people are going to come to the profile and think, well, this isn't relevant content to what I'm looking for. This person isn't an expert in the industry I'm looking for. They will assume this and move on, right? People spend less than 3 seconds on a page before moving on if they don't see any valuable content. The other thing you want to join groups with is business professionals, right? So if you are joining a group of people that are within your same industry, so for example, maybe I want to join a group that focuses on social workers or social service workers or human resource people. Those groups are going to be business professionals. They're talking about things that have to do with my industry, right? People with similar interests is also a good group to join. So perhaps I do have an interest in gardening. I will join a group like that and participate in discussions, but the point of that group is the hope that somebody else who has an interest in gardening also is within my field of work, because people are attracted to like-minded people. If I come into a room and start talking about gardening, everyone that is in that room that has an interest in gardening is going to have their attention focused on me, and they're going to want to come over and chat with me more because we have a similar interest. We're attracted to like-minded people, right? So if I'm on a group that's discussing gardening and I'm chatting back and forth with someone, and later I find that they're also in human resources and I'm in human resources, that's a perfect segue for me to say, hey, I'm also within this industry. Could you give me some advice on how to find employment in the Greater Toronto area, right? And they're probably going to want to do it because you're already established a relationship in a topic that you both have an interest in. So that goes to people with similar interests and people that are like-minded. So it can go a long way for getting opportunities, and it goes back to networking, right? Lots of times people say it's who you know, not what you know. And I just recently heard someone else say to me, good friends equals good jobs. And I like that a lot better because it's not necessarily who you know, but how well that relationship is built, right? So I may know lots of people, but am I friends with all those people? No, I'm not. So if I want people to do something for me, I have to first add value to their lives, right? So they have to be a good friend of mine, because the more good friends I have, the more good job opportunities I also have. So I kind of like that a little bit better. So I'm going to play a little video here about groups on Facebook.
At some point, every single person on planet Earth thinks to themselves, I can't do this.
It's just stressing you out, and it's really making you want to just give up.
And it's hard to make a difference. Hard to make any kind of progress, really. You feel like you're on your own. But no matter what you set out to do, no matter what kind of change you hope to create, or ginormous, headache-inducing problem you want to solve, there's a group somewhere out there trying to solve it too. And once you find them, the rest will just come together. Because you'll be together. So next time you feel like you're all alone, just remember, you're not alone. And your group is waiting for you.
So groups are valuable. Don't underestimate the power of groups, right? Getting connected with like-minded people makes it easy to network with them. We always tell our clients, get out there, network, network, network. This is an easy way to start networking, because you don't have to worry about what to say, because you could just go online and type. And if you make a mistake, you can backspace and then type it again, right? So going on to groups on Facebook is a great way to start networking, and a great way to increase your reputation and your visibility in your market. So another great thing to use Facebook for is following employers. You want to go out to those employers' pages. You want to like them, follow them. You want to comment on their posts, right? You want to send them messages. Employers are more reachable today than they've ever been by using social media platforms. So go onto those things, like them, follow them, do all those great things. Because when you follow a page, you can then go into your Facebook feed and see all the posts that those pages you follow have. So employers, lots of times, employees are posting their job opportunities on Facebook and other social media platforms, because it's free to post it there for them, right? So if they can get someone employed without having to pay for the advertising of the job, they're going to do it. So if you're following them, you're going to get the fastest updates when they're hiring new positions. You can also stay up to date on the trends that are coming up with the agency. So when they ask the infamous question of what do you know about our company, you can talk about things that are up to date and things that are happening now and relevant with that company. So it's important to follow companies on Facebook. Stay up to date with what they're doing, comment on their posts, and message them if you have questions. Maybe you'll message them and they'll say, yeah, we're just hiring for this position. You should come on in. But if your profile doesn't reflect the industry you're trying to get into, and you do this, the employers could very well click on your profile and you could lose out on an opportunity. So is there any questions about some ways that you can use Facebook to find employment? We'll quickly answer some questions if there is any. Most important thing to remember is if your profile does not reflect the job you're trying to get, make it private and then create another profile. All right?
Yep, no questions.
All right, let's move on. So next is Twitter. So does anyone here have a Twitter account? Probably, I'm assuming 1 or 2 people, not a lot. Not as many people use Twitter as they should, right? There's lots of benefits from using it. So the best thing for you to do for Twitter is to find companies and find people that are industry experts or working for companies and follow them, okay? Following them and retweeting some of the things they say is going to go a long way, because they're going to get notice of that. Every time you follow someone, they get a notice saying someone has followed you. Every time you retweet something, they get a notice. So-and-so has retweeted you. Every time you mention them, they get a notice. So if you're continually doing this, they're going to start to recognize you, and that they'll start to notice you more when it comes to smaller businesses. When you're going for bigger companies, they're not going to pay attention too much to the little messages about this person followed you, this person mentioned you, because they get that every single day, right? But the bigger companies have staff that regularly monitor this stuff. So following them is, sorry, did you have something?
Yeah, it's just me, Nick. So it's just, as you know, what came in was yeses and nos with regards to the Twitter accounts. But I think going back to a general comment here, and I'm not sure, somebody is asking, what if you do not have a profile? Will you lose out on a job? Don't have social media.
For Facebook?
Yes. Going back to Facebook. Or general,
if you don't have a profile.
Yeah, but basically they're saying they don't have social media. Will they lose out?
You won't lose out, but that says a lot about you, right? So if I were an employer and I Googled you and nothing comes up, it says a couple of things. The first thing it says is, what are they hiding? Do they make all their profiles private so nobody can see them and they don't want anyone to see the sketchy stuff that they're doing online? That's the first thing that I think, right, when I see it. The second thing is, why don't they have this? Or do they not know how to use technology? Are they not tech savvy? Are they not up to date on things that are happening, right? So these are the questions that an employer may ask themselves, right? They may not. An employer may never think twice about it. But if the employer is a trendy, up-to-date type of organization, chances are they are going to ask these questions, right? Because they want to hire people. Like every job we go for now is not just the job we're going for. Is that job plus 7 other jobs, right? There's no more the jobs where it's like, here's what you're going to do every day. Here's what you're going to do every day, but we also need you to do this and this. So they may want you to fill in using social media posts or something like that. And they want to see that their employees can do that type of thing.
Okay.
So no, I don't think you won't always miss out on opportunities, but it says a lot about you, whether you have it or whether you don't. No matter what you do, it's going to say something about you.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. The other one is yes, but do they really use? I'm not really sure what you meant by that question. Do they really use Facebook or what? So if you want to clarify that, I can answer that question later. So yeah, going back to Twitter, if you haven't used a Twitter, like if you do a hashtag and then mention something, that's a conversation point, so people can search that hashtag and see all of the discussions on that conversation point. So you want to have hashtags related to your industry. So if I was going in the automotive industry, I could have hashtags like cars, hashtag engine repair, hashtag oil change, hashtag whatever the conversation that I want to be a part of is. And then the at mentioning, so that's like if I want to mention a particular person or a particular company, they will get a notification saying that I was mentioned, and then people can click on that to go to their profile. So if I wanted to mention a friend of mine, I would do that, and then my hope is that people will then go to their profile page. And then the other thing is when you mention people, oftentimes they will retweet what you've posted. So if they retweet what you've posted, now you have access to all their followers. So if I posted something and mentioned Walmart, I had the best experience working or going to Walmart with their customer service. They returned all the things, and I didn't even buy that at their store, at Walmart. And then they retweeted that. Now I'm getting access to all of Walmart's followers, right? Because they're all going to see that post on Walmart's Twitter feed. So mentioning people and hashtagging and stuff like this is something you need to regularly do. But like all other social media, the more you use it, the more benefit it's going to have for you. If you never use it, it's going to be a useless tool. I have people all the time come to me and say, oh, I have a Twitter account, but no one ever follows me. Or I have a Twitter account, but it's useless. I never get any connections. No one talks to me, blah, 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 blah. But you're not using it. You have to use it all the time, at least once a day, right, for it to have any benefit. Same as Facebook. If you're not using it, it's not going to have any benefit. LinkedIn's the biggest example. People, I signed up for LinkedIn, but I didn't get a job. Okay, well, how many times have you posted something on LinkedIn? Well, I created an account. Okay, so why would there be any reason for people to see your account or go to it? People aren't searching you out. You're a dime a dozen. There's millions and billions of users on LinkedIn, right? Actually, I don't think there's billions yet, but there's millions of users on LinkedIn. In Canada alone, there's 12 million people that use LinkedIn, professional employees, right, and employers. So if you're not regularly posting or saying, hey, look at me, then I'm going to look at the next guy. So you have to regularly be using these things for them to have any benefit, right?
Nick, I've got a really good question here that's come up, and this actually happened to me personally too. So this individual says, what advice do you have for someone with a common name, i.e. if someone Googles, it may not only do I come up, so do a number of other individuals with my name. Some have a clean profile and some do not.
My advice would be make sure your profile reflects the industry you're going for, and you have pictures on all of your profiles, right? Don't have any of those profiles with no profile picture. You have to have a picture. So when an employer searches my name, if 7 other people have the same name and 7 other people's profiles are just them partying or having fun or just doing regular stuff, if an employer clicks on it, they may click on all 7 of them. Once they get to the one that's yours, they're going to be able to clearly see that this is the right person, because all of your posts are going to be things to do within that industry. So like, oh, this obviously must be the person applying for the job. Does that make sense? Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, no, yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does. I'm just not sure, with confidentiality, whether people really want their picture out there. But I guess we're just in a new era.
Well, if you're not going to put your picture out there, then you shouldn't have a profile, because that's what it's for, right? You want your picture.
Yeah.
People make their first impressions based on what? The way you look, right?
Yeah.
Before you say anything, people make 1,000 impressions about you. Are you someone that I can trust? Are you someone that's reliable? Are you someone that's going to be organized? Are you someone that's going to show up on time? Right?
Yeah.
Just based on your picture, they're going to think all these things. So if you have no picture, what are they going to think? Oh, who is this person? They're going to start making assessments based on just your posts, right? And if your posts aren't 100% on par, then that could work out really negatively against you. So you should always have a picture. And if you don't have a picture, don't have an account. That's what I would say. All right. So every company almost has a Twitter account that you could follow and stay up to date on. This is the same as Facebook. So you want to stay up to date on the trends, the things that's happening, what the company's doing, the jobs they're posting, everything that they're about, right? So when you go for interviews, you can talk about the company. You want to show the company you're enthusiastic and passionate about the jobs they have and what they're doing in their industry, right? The only way you can do that is by knowing about the company. So this is a great spot to go to learn about companies too. It's all about becoming an industry expert too. So you want to increase your visibility and build your reputation. So all of your tweets and all of your posts have to demonstrate that you're an expert in the industry, okay? So you want to be posting and tweeting relevant, useful content and hashtagging the right discussion points and mentioning the right people. So you can create a following so that you have social proof that you are an expert within this industry. And it sounds hard, but it's way easier than you would think. So Twitter can be a very useful tool for staying up to date with companies, their trends, with following different staff members for companies, different employers, and networking. It's one of the best ways to continually stay in touch with people by tweeting things to them, by mentioning their posts. If they see that you're always retweeting their posts, they're going to just remember who you are because they're going to regularly see that. I have people that continually retweet my posts and continually put comments on my YouTube videos. And then those people, if they came up to me on the street and said, oh, my name's so-and-so, I'd be like, oh, I know you. You're that guy that's always retweeting my stuff. You're the guy that's always doing this. And all of a sudden I have a relationship and a rapport with this person. They don't have to say anything else, right? A mutual respect because we're like-minded people. So I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit because we're running out of time. So sorry if it seems like I'm going fast. So now we're going to talk a little bit about Instagram. I don't know if anybody here has an Instagram account. It's pretty awesome. If you don't have one, it's fun to use. You can share pictures and short videos and things like this on your account. This is specifically for certain industries. Not everyone is going to want to use this or have benefit for using it. If you're going for jobs in the arts, culinary, fashion, sports, or fitness, this is a great place for you. So if you're going for jobs in culinary or food, you can see you can be doing all these food pics, right? And these will show people, wow, look at the great food this guy's been making. I really want to eat some of that right now, right? And that's what I'm thinking as I'm going through the pictures. I'm getting really hungry. But all these pictures and stuff can be linked to your other accounts, linked to your LinkedIn, to your Twitter, to your Facebook. The one thing I really like about Instagram is I can take a picture, put a post with all my hashtags and at mentions and stuff, and then automatically share it on my Twitter and my Facebook. So instead of having to go to all the different places and share it, I can do it to all three of them with one click, right? So it makes it a lot easier for me and a lot more time conscientious of what I'm doing. So I'm not wasting time doing lots of other things. Another great one is for the fitness industry. So if you want to be a coach, if you want to be a personal trainer, if you're trying to become an athlete, all these types of things, this is a great resource for you. So you can post all these great pictures of you working out and looking super fit. This is a picture of me I took earlier today when I was doing a plank. No, I'm just kidding. That's not really me. This is a great way, though, to show people, hey, if you want to train with someone, I'm the one you want to train with, right? So depending on the industry you're trying to get into is the pictures that you want to share. So you want to share only pictures related to that industry. You don't want to show pictures of, again, your cats or your pets or your kids or this, because it's not related to the field you want to get into. You're trying to become an industry expert. You're trying to increase your visibility and reputation within a field of work, right? So make sure you are aware of what the people in your industry are looking for so you can post the right pictures. Lots of people have started careers just on Instagram posts. Lots of people have gotten hundreds and hundreds of clients based on their Instagram posts because people are always on here. They're looking at pictures. They're seeing what's trending, right? So this is another tool that you could use. So, like I said, every time I do an Instagram post, it automatically will go to my Twitter and my Facebook. So that's one reason why I like to do it. Remember that there's three main things when it comes to job search and social media. You want to be networking, right? That's what you're going to use it for all the time, networking. You have to have that on your mind. If it's not showing that I'm an expert in an industry, I shouldn't be posting it, right? If it's not going to positively increase my reputation and my visibility in my market, then I shouldn't be posting it, right? I've had lots of people ask me questions and say, well, I want to become a customer service representative, but I also want to look for jobs in human resources. Oftentimes as newcomers, right? They'll say, I have a degree back home in human resources, but I'm not able to find employment here, so I'm going to go for customer service. What should my profile reflect? It's the same as your resume, right? Every job you're going for is what your profile should be going for. If you're going for human resources, then human resources is what everything should be pointing towards. You can't have more than one. I can't have a resume that's for human resources and customer service because it leaves the employer thinking, well, what kind of job is this guy going for? You want to become industry experts. So making sure all of your posts are showing you offer value in this industry. It shouldn't be basic questions you're posting. How do I do this? How do I do that, right? It should be showing, here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. You want to be an expert in the industry. You want people to go to your profile and you become a resource for this industry. You want to, and the third reason why you want to use social media for job search is staying up to date on company trends and news. So it's networking, becoming an industry expert, and staying up to date on trends and news. Okay? So here's a quick reference that you could use for your clients when they're saying, how do I know if my stuff's good to post? Well, you can remember, is it app appropriate? So app stands for, is it appropriate? Everything you post must be workplace appropriate. Make sure that it's not things like pictures of you at a party or like political content. You don't want to post things taking a political stance because you don't know what the employer that you're applying for's political position is, so you don't want them to look at you negatively, right? So ask yourself, is this going to be workplace appropriate? Is it going to offend people? Is it going to embarrass you in an interview? Do you want your mom to see it? Those are questions you want to ask yourself, right? P stands for professional, right? Everything must be professional and relevant. You don't want to post content that's not relevant to the industry that you're trying to get into, okay? Everything on your post need to be specifically directed to the job you're trying to get, nothing else. If you're doing other posts, it should be posted on a private profiles, not on these public ones. Remember, it's your personal brand when starting an account. You want to make sure that your brand is the industry you're going for. Brand yourself to sell it to those clients. When you're branding a product, you don't brand something and try and sell it to somebody that would never use it. I'm not going to sell the newest iPhone to my grandma because she doesn't care. She'll use her dial phone, right? She doesn't want to use the newest iPhone. But if I sell her the newest iPhone and talk about how it's going to keep her in touch with her grandkids and how she can see pictures of all the new babies and all these types of things, then she's going to start to see value in that product, right? So you want to make sure you're showing value to the industry you're going for, value to the employers that are checking out your page. And finally, P, is it public or private? Always remember this. Do I want my boss to see this? Do I want to bring this up in an interview? If you wouldn't share it in an interview, then it's not something should be shared on your public profile. It should be shared on your private profile. All right? So tell your clients, remember, is it appropriate? So that's a good way to remind them what stuff to share and what stuff to keep to themselves. So that's it for my presentation. I'm going to open it up for questions now. Thanks for taking the time to stick around throughout the whole thing. I hope that the content that I shared with you is valuable today and that you can see the benefits of using these different social media platforms for finding employment. Typically, for each of these platforms, I will spend half a day or a full day talking about it. So condensing it all to 1 hour was a little bit difficult. So if you have additional questions, there's lots of websites out there. One that I like to use is gcflearnfree.org. You can go to that website and learn about all these platforms and how to use them properly. If you don't know how to use them, go to these things, check it out so you can inform your clients how to properly use them. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them now. Anything you want about any of the platforms.
We're just getting a lot of thank yous. I think what it does too, it tells us that we do need to probably offer webinars specific to some of these software and media products so that, you know, we can all familiarize ourselves with them. But no, all I'm getting is very good, is thank yous. So Nick, that was very, very informative. A lot of good information, and I do thank you very much for...
You're welcome.
Yeah. Actually, that is
and
one.
The general point of this...
Yeah.
Sorry, the general point of this was just to give you the idea of how important it is, not so much how to use it. So if maybe in the future, if you're doing one, like you said, it gives you how to use specific ones.
Yeah. Yeah. So somebody is saying, you said GCF. Did you mention?
Yep.
Yeah.
GCFlearnfree.org.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you up for answering any questions on LinkedIn?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody's going to come in with a question, I think, on LinkedIn.
I mean, LinkedIn, the shortest amount of time I've done a LinkedIn presentation has been 4 hours, and I didn't even get a chance to cover everything. So, I mean, a LinkedIn workshop should be really a full day thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a hard, so I can answer some questions, but
okay, we'll just
sit here all day answering questions.
Yeah, no, I know. We'll see if one's going to come in. So, so does the software present jobs to the individual based on their profile?
What do you mean by software? LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yeah.
Does the LinkedIn present jobs to the individual based on their profile? I am unclear of what you mean by that. So you're saying I created a profile, does LinkedIn send me jobs?
Yeah, I think it's in an automatic that jobs would kind of find that. Yes, that's what she means. Yes.
No, it's not automatic.
Okay.
So the way LinkedIn, you have to remember LinkedIn isn't a place, it's not like a recruiter website where I'm going to post my stuff and people are looking to recruit people that actively post. There's 12 million Canadian users. So if I create an account, there's not likely that people are going to actively search me out. If you want people to view your account, then you need to be active on LinkedIn. So that means participating in groups, discussions, having, remember we talked about on the YouTube one, creating YouTube videos and content that you can share on the LinkedIn SlideShare so more people are seeing you. Like, it's the same as marketing anything. The more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to view you and see you. So remember I said branding is increasing visibility and reputation within a target market. So if you think of that, what can I do on LinkedIn to increase my visibility? So that's how you get people to check out your profile. And also actively while you're networking, tell people, hey, check out my LinkedIn profile. Put it on your networking card. You know?
Okay. Okay, she's good with that. She said, okay,
Okay.
thanks. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, we've got taken the full hour, and I know, Nick, you weren't sure you were going to do that. So a lot of very positive feedback from the group. So I want to thank you very much for today, participating and facilitating for us, Nick. That was great.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I guess that's a wrap. So we will just close out now and thank everybody for their participation, and a big thank you to Nick for his efforts today. So thank you, Nick. Bye, everybody.
You're welcome.
Bye.